as an example that I'll be kind of just working out of here. But I wanted to show you guys something that's very important with themes. Something about everything, when you click on it, you'll see this theme features. And that's basically going to tell you the different module that each theme has. Not every theme has the same modules. Now, you will not see any of these modules populate if they've got an exclamation point here, kind of like a warning. What that means is everything that the theme features, the modules, they work off of your agent bio or your agent profile. And what I mean by that is this section here. If you click your name and click view profile, throughout all these settings is how the themes populate. So you'll see if I go here, this theme features an about paragraph, but Andrea doesn't have an about paragraph or a bullet list or any external links. We'll go back over to her profile so I can just show you visually. Here's the bio, which is just the about, the bullet points and the links. There's nothing in there just yet. So those modules will not populate. And that's one thing I want to make clear, because sometimes agents will get in here, choose a theme, and then wonder why their theme is so simple on a live site. Is probably because they don't have any of that information filled out. So that's the first thing you need to be aware of, is that you've got this information filled out for the, the respective theme or the modules that you want to populate on your theme. Moving on from this, if you click preview, you can see a preview of the theme. It brings you into this little slideshow, or you should be able to. I don't know why it says preview not available, but let's try this one. Okay. So that seems to be broken. I'll get that looked into for you guys, but this should work as a preview. So you should be able to see it from a desktop, a tablet, and a mobile device. Once you've got your theme selected and you've previewed it, once this is fixed, you can click set live, and that'll be the theme. It's instantaneous, automatically will switch you over to the theme you selected. Now, moving on to customizing that theme, because there's a bit of customizations you can do, and there's different customization pieces for each theme. Again, not all themes have the same modules, so you may see different customization options in this page. You'll click the little paintbrush. Once you have your theme selected, you'll click the little paintbrush, and that'll bring you into the customization options. So you can actually customize that theme. Your agent information, so your agent name, the color that it's going to populate in, your designation color, is it going to show your header photo or not? Things like that. And again, this is specific to this theme. You may see different options under other themes. Homepage content, number of reviews. Do you want your featured listing titles to be called featured homes? Number of featured listings, etc. So on and so forth. As you work your way through these different tabs here, there's different pieces you can customize on that theme. Again, I'm not going to go through every single one, only because they do differ between each theme. So it'd be hard to try to get every tab in a training for you guys. Moving on to our next piece, that's really it for the site design. There's really not much here other than selecting your theme, making sure you've got those sections in your agent profile filled out, and then customizing that theme. There's really not much here. Now, you guys do have a reviews tile at the top to quickly take you over to a reviews widget. If you click that, it'll take you over here, and we'll cover this in a second. The next piece I want to touch on is pages. Now, I know I'm working from site design up to pages, but it's just kind of the way that the workflow works. And that's the reason I'm going this way. Pages is where you'll be able to, as an agent, update your navigation or add any custom content to your website. So by default, Delta offers default pages or system pages that you guys can use. That just comes with some generic information, contact forms if you're looking to get leads or set up lead request sources, things like that. But you guys do have the option to create custom pages. At the top, you'll see this little website thing, button globe. Anytime you see that icon, it just takes you over to your website. It's just like a quick redirect that opens in a new tab. This little refresh here is to go back to current or past versions or recover a deleted page. So if you've accidentally deleted a page, maybe it's some custom content you've created and you need to recover that, that's the way you'll be able to do it, is that recover page tool. To add a page is the plus button. So we've got a few different options here: custom pages, predefined pages, external links, and market landing pages. Custom pages is exactly what it sounds like: custom content. At the top, you have a title where you can enter in your title information. Next to that, you have a template you can choose from. So a standard template that goes along with your theme. No navigation, which just removes the navigation from that page. And a squeeze page. Underneath title is where you would enter your content. Now, this should be pretty familiar to you guys because we use this editor for everything. Your email blast, your campaigns, your e-cards and flyers, brochures, all that good stuff uses the same editor. So if you guys have any questions on this, be sure to reach out. But for the most part, it's a pretty simple editor. So what you see is what you get. Next to that, we have data at the end of page. So there's a few options here. You have sold listings and Atlas Home Finder. So if you want any of those details to be brought up at the end of this page, you can. It just basically pops in a new module for either one of those. Page title is what shows in the browser tab. So the content, the title up here is for you. The page title is what's going to show on the live site. And then meta, keyword, and description, those are SEO related. You guys do have the option to enter in keywords and descriptions if you want. I do recommend it, especially if you're looking at boosting any of your SSO. Aside from what you guys get from the main company site, you get those benefits. There's things agents can do on their own to boost up their SSO or SEO value. So just keep that in mind. We have a quick Facebook share image. So what this is used for is if this page is shared on Facebook, it's more like a thumbnail. So if you're wanting, you have any of your social medias connected or anything like that, and you're wanting to post this content to Facebook, you can update the thumbnail there. You have a URL section. The URL section is basically used for any external redirect. So not necessarily used if you're wanting the customer to land on a page, to actually land on a page that they'd be viewing on your site. It's more of a redirect. So if you'd have like a third-party vendor or something, like get approved button or something in your navigation, and it sent you over to your mortgage lenders or something like that. That's where you would use the URL section here. Clear content and disable HTML editor. Clear content's exactly what it sounds like. It'll clear out all the content in your content section. Disable HTML editor is just going to exactly what it says there, disable the HTML editor. If there's any agents in here who are savvy with code, this does accept simple HTML that you can go into the source code and enter and set up. It does not accept any CSS or custom styling like that. So just be aware of that. Underneath that, you have access. Basically, do you want access to be public or private? If you switch it over to private, you can register users or select the registered users that you want to be able to see this page. Again, registered users are people that have come to your website and created a My Portfolio or an account. And that's how you can lock down viewability. So if it's something that you want to make private for people that have to register, then you can. And that's how you do it there. And then obviously public is going to be everybody. Campaigns, excuse me, campaigns is going to be a way you can start a customer on a campaign the minute they hit this page. So for example purposes, if this was a buyer's guide and I wanted a buyer's campaign to start every time a registered user hit that page, because again, they have to be registered users in order to start a campaign, I could set that up. You just go in here, you select the campaign that you have, or the campaign that you want to activate when a user hits this page, and it's as easy as that. And then contact form is a basic contact form. It'll get added to the page content, and it's just a basic contact form, nothing crazy there. Phone number, email, first name, last name. That's how you create custom pages. So if you got any custom content that you're wanting to pull into your site, this is where you'll need to go to do that. Taking a step back to our plus button, we've got predefined pages. Predefined pages give you a list of predefined pages that you'll also see over here if you've not updated your site at all, because they'll already all be in your navigation and on your site. Now, this is more so if you're wanting to update any of the content, or if you're wanting to use one of these pages as a basic template layout, you can. Other than that, again, very generic information, but you do have the ability to edit any of that as an agent. So if it's too generic and it's not branded towards what you're looking for, update that. You have the ability to. External link is going to be exactly what it sounds like. It's just going to be an external link somewhere else. And then market landing page is a market landing page. So if you're got specific markets that maybe as an agent you serve more often than not, it may be of value for you to look into creating a market landing page. Something that can build authority on Google, be indexed on Google as a quick search. More likely than not, it'll be an area that you serve, obviously an area that you serve as an agent. But that's what this is for, just setting up a market landing page that is going to house information about specific markets. Now, you do have a couple different settings over here than the predefined pages and the custom pages offer. You'll see to the right of title is property types, where you can enter in the different property types, property status, so the status of that property, and then price range, and also waterfront properties only. So you do have a bit more settings here. Again, this is geared more towards a specific market or a specific area that you guys are serving. Underneath market, you have the option to type in that market. So if there's a specific area that we pull in from the MLS, it'll populate here. If you want to draw out your area, you can click map area, and then you can name the market that you're serving and draw out the shape. And then, of course, if you scroll down a little bit more, you'll see content, introduction, information, and then campaigns at the bottom. But that is all for market landing pages. Now we're going to go back again to the pages page, and we're going to cover what all of this is. So again, on your right-hand side are going to be all your pages. So this will be system pages, any pages Delta has created by default, and then any of the custom content that you as agents might create. How you edit any of those pages is this little pencil button here. So if you're wanting to edit a default page, you just click that pencil button, you can go in there and edit it. Predefined pages are always going to have that limited editability there. So you'll have that limited editability there until you create a custom content page that you can then go in and mess with the specific content within that page that we discussed earlier. Now, moving your navigation or updating your navigation is pretty simple as well. It's just a click and drag. So your navigation being at the top or wherever you might have it with your theme, it's as easy as just clicking and dragging and moving that navigation. You can remove actual sub items. So you'll see this is buyers, and I'm just going to quickly head over here to kind of give you guys an idea of what this looks like. The navigation at the top, you'll see property search, and underneath there's those. If we go here, you'll see property search, map search, new listings, etc. To move those around, again, click and drag, click the X button to remove. And then if you're wanting to bring a new page over, so maybe that custom content or a new predefined page or market landing page, you click and drag and bring it over to the section that you want. So again, not too difficult on that, but it does get confusing when you first just look at it. Bottom links are links at the bottom of the page. If you don't have any set up, it's really not going to be relevant to you. I don't see a lot of agents using these, but they're there if you want to use them. And I think that is all on the pages page. It is. Okay, so we've made our way through site design and pages. My next piece I want to touch on is domain/email display. Now, this section, I'm going to just let you all know, unless you are privy to DNS records and how domains work, it's probably going to be in your best interest just to reach out to our support team, which you can find their email down here at the bottom, to start getting this set up. And the reason I say that is it gets very complicated, especially if you don't have any knowledge on domains. And our support team does not mind helping agents set up their own domains, things like that. So I just recommend you guys reach out if you need any help on that. Now, there's a few different processes that this go about. I'm going to use GoDaddy as just an example because that's typically who we work with. That's typically where we see domains being registered at as far as agents are concerned. It's a real simple process as far as verifying that you own the domain. It's a step that you actually go through once you're setting up here. So if I click plus, set up a domain I own, you actually enter in that domain, your confirmation email address, that'll get sent a confirmation email confirming you are the verified owner of that domain. From there, you'll go into your next steps that include signing into GoDaddy, getting any records out of GoDaddy that you might need, translating them over here, and then updating name servers. So again, a pretty complicated process unless you have an understanding of it. But not too hard if you guys reach out to support and just let them know. They'll walk you through everything. And that's how you can get any of your custom URLs, custom domains, any redirects you might have in place if you want them to be hosted by us. That is really all that there is for the domains. There's not much here. You'll see if you go to your domain section now, you'll see a subsite there. It'll be your username.mjpeterson.com. Everyone will be the same. It'll be your username.mjpeterson.com. So as an agent, if you're looking at boosting any SEO value or you're wanting to get more out of that, my recommendation is to get a custom domain because that is going to give you a lot more authority on search engines like Google than going with a subsite or a subdomain. So that is the only other pointer I wanted to touch on because it does help agents out a lot if you guys end up getting your own domains and running that. So that is all I have on domains. So we'll just move on to reviews. Reviews. This is where you can see any pending reviews. You can approve those pending reviews and you can hide reviews. So you can enter in reviews as an agent manually. Here, if you click the little plus button, you go through the form. You can also set up your reviews to be pulled in. So if you're wanting to import reviews from Zillow, Real Satisfied, Best Local, Facebook reviews, you can set all that up. It just has to be done through the review settings. And again, it's a little settings cog here, and it's going to be found in the other tab. So if you've got any of those like Zillow reviews, I see a lot of agents using those. If you're wanting to set those up, you can. You also can update the 5-star rating system or turn it off completely. And then different filters as far as like sorting, duplicate team reviews, that good stuff there. Now you do have a review form here. If you're wanting a review form to show on the public side of your website, and then you have header information as far as what that review form looks like. Not a lot here for reviews, But again, it's just a way for you agents to approve reviews, show reviews on your website, import reviews, things like that. Social connector. This is going to be a big piece, and I need everyone to understand, because this is something that agents seem to have a hard time with, only because they'll get into this and then not know why it's not working. So your social media connector is the auto posting tool. You guys should already be aware of it. I'm pretty sure it came out in 5 or 6. So you guys should be aware of how the system works, but just for review, every social media page that you see here, so Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, need to be business pages in order for the auto posting to work. Now, what the auto posting is for Facebook, for example, a new listing comes into your CRM. As soon as that new listing hits and it syncs with the DeltaNet system, we will send out, if you've got it set up correctly, we'll send out a new listing, basically a new listing ad. We'll call it an ad to Facebook. It's really just a post, but it's a new listing ad. And you can set those up depending on whatever frequency you got set up for your settings. You can set those up with open houses, different types, all that good stuff. But you'll want to make sure that it's a business page, because if not, they will not auto post. And that is because of the third-party vendor. That's nothing that Delta can control. That's just what they require. Now, moving into some of these settings, I'm not going to go through each individual setting. There's a lot here. It's more, go through them at your own pace. If this makes sense to you to have on, turn them on. If not, leave them off. But you'll see the different type of posts that we have running down this left-hand menu. And this looks the same for every social media vendor, right? So if I go to Instagram, it's going to look the same. You've got new listings, open houses coming soon, listing videos, etc. There's settings for each of these that you can turn on that will determine how the auto post software works. So just for example, new listings. So post new listings when they become available. Is that something that we even want turned on? As an agent, that's where you control it. Daily post limit. Is there a post limit you want to have turned on for new listings? So let's say 5 new listings come in, but you have a post limit of 3, it'll only post 3 new listings. Automatically delete post. If you turn that on, it'll automatically delete post at the time, at the fixed time that you've set. You do have templates for your posts as well, and you can edit those. So if I click edit, you can see what those look like. It pulls in short codes here. There's a legend for the different short codes. If you don't want it to say just listed, do not miss this new listing, you can update the content that comes across. Now, the actual post itself, again, it's just a thumbnail. I believe they use the first image from the MLS for the post or for the listing. And it's just a thumbnail that brings you over to your agent site. So other than that, there's not much more you can update. There's one more setting though, filters. So we've got specific filters that you want those posts to run on. Maybe I don't want any land or multifamily to be included in this new listing. Any new listing that's a land or multifamily, I don't want it to post on Facebook. Well, you can actually exclude those or include the ones that aren't multifamily and land. And then that way, only those types of listings are getting new listing posts. So on and so forth. It works the same for open houses. There's obviously some different filters, things like that you might need to update depending on the type of post. But for the most part, they're all the same. Now I'm going to touch base on Delta Pitch. We need to go back over to social media posts, we can, but I want to make sure I get Delta Pitch touched on. Delta Pitch is your CMA builder. As agents, you've got a quick way to be able to produce a CMA with a touch of a button. And I'll show you how easy it is. Anytime you're wanting to add something new, the plus button you'll see is most likely going to be what it is. From here, you just enter in an address. I'm going to enter a random address in. I'm not worried about the owners at the moment, just to show you guys kind of what those look like. And I'm going to click submit. Now, what'll happen is it'll create a CMA for that property. And it'll automatically pull all the content or specific content for my agent profile into that CMA. So I don't really have to worry about updating too much unless like the generic content in the body isn't working. I don't like the way it sounds, things like that. I don't really have to worry about updating anything because everything's already there and it pulls all my information in. So that is Delta Pitch. There's a few different templates you guys have by default. Admins do have the ability to create templates as well. So if you guys are looking from the admin staff, if you're looking at creating company-wide CMAs, you guys can. Underneath, let me click these settings here, not that settings. When I click this little, I don't even know what you call it, save button, you'll see the different templates. So if you've got any of your templates saved that you like to use, you'll see them under mine. If you see any of the company templates or you're wanting to use a company template, you'd go to company. And then system templates are all the templates Delta offers by default. Again, they're very generic, very surface level. They're not really branded towards any specific brokerage, agents, anything like that. So I recommend taking time to really hone in on that because it could be a key part of your marketing. Again, just personalizing that CMA for who you're trying to send it out to. But for right now, it looks like you guys only have system templates in here. So those are the templates you can use until you create your own, or again, admin staff create company-wide level. Once your CMA is complete, it'll be under the complete tab. So you'll see it populate here and any that have been sent out. So that way, if you're wanting to review them or you're wanting to use those templates again and just update the information, you can. But again, it's as simple as entering in an MLS, an address when you're creating. You also have the ability to enter in the MLS ID. But it's a keyword search for your address. So typically you can find it, in here when you need to. Okay. That is Delta Pitch. There's obviously a lot more I can go into as far as, the customization options, things like that. But I don't think that's going to do you guys any good with Delta Pitch. It's going to be too confusing. I'd say stick with the system templates now. Update the information as needed. Admins, if you guys want to find out how to create those company-wide templates, if you don't already, reach out to me. We can schedule a separate training for that. But for the most part, using these default templates are going to be your best friend, just because it does get very complicated when creating new templates. With that being said, that is the website tab. So before I open questions to agents, admins, are there anything else you want me to cover? Is there anything I need to go back and touch base on before I open the floor for questions?
I don't think so.
Okay. Then with that being said, I will open the floor for questions. The best way it's probably going to be to go about it is to have you guys enter them in the chat, and then I can answer questions as we go along.
We need to class with agents sitting in. Everybody does it different. I just told you. What do you want to know, Sean?
I'm interested. I get video of my clients as a video review of our time together. And I was wondering, is there a way to put videos of my reviews in the review section?
Videos, I don't think you can as an agent. Now, it may be something custom we can do. As an agent, I don't believe you can.
If I have them on YouTube, can I have them go to the URL?
Yes. Yes, you could have them go to the URL. And you're talking about from a consumer standpoint, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. I would just enter it in the content when you're creating or approving that actual review, and then it could redirect users over to that. Now, like I mentioned, if you reached out to support, they could probably do it, but it would most likely come with an estimate. Looks like we've got a question from Laura. How do I view my customer reviews on my live site? So you'll need to have a reviews tab. If you don't have a reviews tab, again, you'll be able to go underneath website, pages.
Yeah, so I actually have on my live site, I have like the testimonial page on, but
Okay.
it doesn't, it just is like my home page. Like when I click on testimonials, it just shows the home page again. And anytime I try to put anything into the URL, it says that it's already being used on another page.
Okay. I'll tell you what. Send me your information. And I'll follow up on it. I'll
Okay.
look at, and then I'll just email you. But yeah, send me your information, and then I will in the chat here, and I'll just follow up with you after.
Okay. Yeah, because Andrea and I were also trying to add my Zillow because that's where I had most of
Mhm.
my reviews from, which I'm going to start to get away from that, but still wanted to use like the 50 I already had on there.
Right.
And she was having trouble adding that to my page as well. It said it was like too long or something.
Gotcha.
So,
I'll look into it for you, and I'll update you.
all right, thank you.
Not a problem. Next question here is, can we import reviews from Redfin? Not with the default agent review system we offer. If Redfin offers an export for those reviews, you can send them into support and we can upload them for you.
Can you repeat that again? If Redfin does what?
If Redfin offers an export of your reviews, you can send that into support. But
Okay.
we'll need some type of file type or export from Redfin.
Okay. Thanks.
Sure. Next piece here is, I'm new to DeltaNet 7 and just getting started. I noticed that the themes you showed started with number 31 or so. How many themes are there? There are 36 total themes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sure, not a problem. Our next question is, can we customize the template colors? I use theme 94. Let's take a look. Let me pull up that theme and I'll see what options are there. I honestly don't know. I'm assuming the single agent theme 94, correct? Or actually, I can't do this because I don't want to change Andrea's site. Andrea, you currently use your
You
site?
can change it.
Okay.
And I'm like on admin settings, so I don't know if it's gonna actually let you do it, but you could go to probably another agents.
Yeah, that's probably why the preview is not available now that I'm thinking about it.
Is there like someone
Or
else?
I'll do this. Let me do this. I'll go to my demo account and I'll look because I don't want to mess up anybody's websites.
Honestly, I think some of them were just like thrown in. Who did all these people come in? What the heck? I didn't know all these people were in the conference room.
You can on agent information. It has color chat, availability change.
Yep. So if I'm correct, you're using the single agent theme. Whoever asked that question, I'm sorry I didn't get the name. Single agent theme 94. Under custom theme settings. So once you click the little paintbrush icon, It's the first tab, and you should be able to update those colors. It was Scott who asked that. Let me know if that answers your question, Scott.
Thank you.
Next question here is, does DeltaNet offer an informational monthly mail out and monthly informational emails? So Christy, do you mean for consumers that we're sending out to
Yes.
consumers? There's some templated emails back there. I'd lie to you if I said I've been through them all and I know what the content is and everyone, because there's a lot. So I won't lie to you, but I would say there's most likely some informational emails back there. Just being the amount that's back there for templated email blast. I don't know where that's listed under for you guys.
That would be, I believe, under customers, and we were planning to go over that in our next training.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we covered that in your email there. So just as an overview, Christy, I'd say go through some of these templates here underneath
Okay.
email blasts. You see there's 25 entries. These are always being updated though. So it's always current content. Again, it may be more generic than what you're looking for. You do have the ability to edit those articles or that content. So if it's something you want to update or a few lines here, you need to update things like that, you can. But I would recommend doing that because I just don't know.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. And it looks like that was the last question. Is there any other questions, comments, concerns? Anything in general?
Ethan, I had a question. There's the last template in the templates. There's like it's like it's an editable template. Could you go to that? Because I was just wondering, is that something that could be like a fully customizable template?
Let me see. The very last template you said?
Yeah, I know it was on DeltaNet 5 and 6, so I'm sure it's still there at 7. That one right in the middle, that one.
This one right here.
Yeah, what is that, like a customizable where you could just put in Buffalo themes for that, or what is that?
So
stadium and
it's an iframe. If you're wanting to iframe your search into other third-party sites, you can do that. You'll see here, use this theme to iframe your site to the third-party site, add /results to the URL to display the search results. So it's just a way that if you're not using Delta to host your website, it's a way that you can still use Delta to post searches. Does that make sense? So
yeah.
if I was using a different vendor to host my site, but I was still an agent that has access to the DeltaNet and I'm an upgraded agent, I could still use this to produce a search, then to put on my third-party site. So instead of having an entire site theme. Correct. Yeah, it'd be something that, hey, I already have a custom site going. I don't need necessarily to use Delta. But I want to use, I want to iframe their search results. Then that's what you can do.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. Looks like the chat's done too. So, all right. Well, then I will let you guys get some time back in your day. I know we had this blocked out for an hour, although I wanted to leave enough time for any questions, QA, things like that, so we could wrap up on that stuff. So with that being said, admin staff, I'll reach out to you guys, or you reach out to me, let me know when we want to do the next training, and get that set up. Let me know some dates. And then other than that, everyone have a wonderful day. If you guys need anything, reach out. And then also, real quick, it was Laura. Laura, I'm gonna look into that for you, and then I'll reach out to your email on your agent profile. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I actually part of it's working if I go to it from another way, but not when I click on the tabs, and then I still can't do the Zillow, so.
Gotcha. Okay, I'll look into that for you and then I'll update you as soon as possible.
Okay, thank you.
Not a problem. All right, everyone, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, okay?
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, we can do a workshop if you want.